Jon Jones at the UFC 247 post-fight press conference speaks on his performance over Dominick Reyes. Jon also shoots down two separate questions regarding Israel Adesanya.
A part of me wanted to see how long he could keep that up. A part of me wanted to see what he had to offer, and I saw what he had to offer. I also saw that he couldn't keep that up, and you got to embrace that. You know, what I do for a living is not always pleasant. It's just a big part of the game. It was a great feeling out process. I realized that I got to take his best punches. I think my chin is very underrated. I wasn't always confident that I was winning the fight. I was confident that I wasn't going to be giving up or slowing down. Greg Jackson said to me, "Jon, you may need to win this 5th round to win." And that heart of a champion said, "No problem, coach. I got that. I can do that for you. I can leave it all out there. You got 5 minutes left." And I think I displayed the difference between a champion and an extraordinary contender. He had all the tools. I think he had the endurance. But something special happens. Something special happens when it's a time for the champion to present himself. You guys saw it tonight in the 5th round. It's my job to embrace the toughest challenges. I mean, that's what a champion's being about. You know, I fought DC twice. Had no problem signing the contract. I fought Alexander Gustafsson twice. No problem signing the contract. And if the people want to see me fight Dominick again, it's going to be up to Dana White to find a way to make that happen.
Now, Israel's talked about, you know, he has no problem fighting you, whether you have the title or not. He just wants to fight you, looking forward. Is that something that you'd be interested in? If he does not have the title, would you still be interested in him?
No comment.
Last thing for me, I know you don't want to answer questions about Israel Adesanya or fighting him, but he has a pretty hard fight, is he not, in a few weeks against your friend Yoel Romero. How do you see that fight going? Do you think he even gets by Romero?
I wish you all nothing but the best.
Dominick Reyes speaks on his controversial unanimous decision loss to Jon Jones. He says that he would like a rematch and believes that he won the fight.
I am proud of myself, though. You know, I went out there and fought with all my heart. You know, a goal for me for this fight was to make it an ESPN Instant Classic. And I feel like I accomplished that today. Man. I do feel disrespected, you know. One of the judges had it 49-46. Like, who are you? I might want to have a word with you. But other than that, man, I know I won that fight. I know I won that fight. I was in that fight. I don't have to watch the replay. I was there. I made Jon Jones look like just a man. I brought the fight to him, and man. Round 1 went exactly how I thought it was gonna go, and it was a little bit trippy. I was like, whoa, like, this is going exactly how I thought it was. Like, heck yeah, like, it's one of those things, you know, I don't have, like, all kinds of big coaches and all this. I don't train at a big gym, you know. I kind of just work in the dark. I kind of work just in the basement, in a sense. You know, and this is for me, this is a huge validation, you know. It's my very first time going 5 rounds in my entire career against Jon Jones, who is arguably the greatest of all time. And I put it on him. You know, I took it to him. Man. I feel like I'm the people's champ. I mean, look at the numbers. Look at how the fight played out. Those takedowns, how can you even score those as a takedown? He burned more energy trying to take me down. I just popped right back up like it was nothing. And then I elbowed him off the break. So it's like, you're gonna do me like that? But it is what it is, man. All I know is I am the truth, and people are gonna people saw that tonight. You know, many people from the top down in this organization have told me I won that fight, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud, and I'm proud to represent, you know, my friends, my family, my culture, you know, everybody who's believed in me. You know, I shook up the world, even though I didn't win in the judges' eyes. Yeah, I definitely would like a rematch. I mean, I won. But, and it was very controversial. It wasn't like he blew me out of the water, and I was like cowering in the corner and, you know, sitting on my butt like, don't hurt me. Like, no, I was bringing it to him, you know. But I'm going to go home, rest up, you know, maybe go on vacation, sit on a beach somewhere, and figure out what's next. You know, sit down and talk with Dana and figure out my future. No matter what, I showed who I am, and I think very many people can respect that.
Dana White at the UFC 247 post-fight press conference speaks on the controversial judging throughout the event. Dana also speaks on the main event and reveals that he actually had it 3-1 for Reyes going into the 5th round.
Just a quick one back to the judges. I know some people said that Jones, you can see an argument for 3-2 Jones, but would you agree that 4-1 to Jones is not an acceptable scorecard?
Yeah. Insane. The scoring was all over the map. So Joe Silva, the former matchmaker here, had it a draw. Kevin Iole hit me up. He had Jones 3-2. Going into the last round, I had Dominick Reyes 3-1 going into the last round. My kids are terrorizing me that the fix is in and how can this happen, Dad? Reyes won that fight. And the list goes on and on of people that are reaching out to me. So it's not like there's this landslide of people saying, you know, there was a robbery or whatever. People have it all over the place. But the reality is, who gives a shit? We're not judges. None of us are judges. The judges called the fight, and that's that. And as far as, you know, the judging and the reffing tonight, do I think it was perfect? I do not. I think that we need to do some work down here. You know, I think that Mark Ratner and Hunter Campbell, you know, have to work with these guys, and they don't do a lot of big fights down here. And we all know that these kids work so hard and sacrifice so much. Even let's take Dominick Reyes and Jones out of the equation. If you're the first prelim of the night, you've worked so hard to get there. You know, you guys have heard me for 20 years talk about reffing and judging, and you know, it's never going to be perfect, but it has to be close, man. I mean, these kids work hard to get here, and you know what I mean. Coming into this fight, in no way, shape, or form did I think that Jon Jones was going to walk through Dominick Reyes. And if you thought that, you don't know enough about fighting. Because there's no way. Dominick Reyes is the real deal. I knew it before, and I definitely know it now. I was sitting there tonight, and I was listening to some of these body shots he got hit with, and the kicks, and the punches. Dominick Reyes would have knocked 100% of the people he fought out with some of the stuff he hit Jon Jones with tonight. And Jon Jones, not only did he walk through it, the one time that he got knocked down, he slipped. I thought that was a slip. I'd have to see it again, but I believed it was a slip at the time that it happened. And Reyes was hitting him with shots tonight, and Jon Jones was not walking backwards. He was walking forward, walking Reyes down. He's a bad boy, man.
Valentina Shevchenko speaks on her victory over Katlyn Chookagian. She also speaks on what she wants to do next.
I feel good, feel amazing. It's only because of performance, but last couple months it was a lot of work, a lot of hard trainings, like mental pressure, physical pressure, everything. And when you end the fight and with the result what you expected, it's the best feeling that you ever can feel. First of all, from the beginning of the fight, I wanted to feel her power, because I heard a lot what she was saying about the distant range, and I never fought someone like she, and like I wanted to feel, is it truth or maybe it's just words. And that's why it was kind of like after I felt, and after the last elbow in the first round, when I cutted her, I knew that the fight is not gonna last all 5 rounds, and I just trying to find the best way to finish. We just watched the ranking of flyweight with Laura Sanko, and it was after Katlyn and Jessica I, it is Jojo Calderwood, it's Jennifer Maia and Roxanne Modafferi. So these three girls, I think they are like strong fighters, very good skills, and each one, they have different style of fighting, and I would love to fight like anyone.
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to Full Mount MMA on YouTube. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to UFC 247. The first one says the judges had Valentina probably also losing the first 2 rounds. The second one's from Peter Griffin, and it says this card has to have one of, if not the worst trio of judges on the UFC card ever. What a disgrace. And the final one's from Weed Boy. It says the judge does coke with Jon Jones. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next video, be sure to drop a comment down below on this one.